What's up, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit the like button when you come in. Also hit notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. Share this video and as well as sub to the channel as well. Uh, First and foremost, man, let me give a shout out to the whole Lions Den basketball and as well as boxing community. I'm sticking to hoops right now. As you can see from the title, this involves two former players and also one former Hall of Fame great as well. And these two are being compared right now. Okay. First off, you have J.J. Reddick, who many believe is set to go ahead and take on the responsibilities of being a head coach of the storied franchise Los Angeles Lakers. And then also you have a five-time champion in Pat Riley, okay, and he not only has championships as a head coach, but he also has it as an exec too, and as well as a player too as well. Okay, but the biggest thing that they're doing right now, which I think is really crazy, and this isn't coming from a Lakers fan. This is just coming from a fan of the sport, period, in terms of basketball. Anybody that loves basketball, they'll love and appreciate a guy like Pat Riley, what he stood for, and what his philosophy was all about. Now, let's take it all the way back first and foremost, okay? For those of y'all that don't know, Pat Riley played for Kentucky under one of the late. He was a great coach, but a lot of people know what Adolph Ruff was about. You know, it took him a long time. During that era, he did. You know, they failed to recruit African American players or whatnot, and that was the knock on him up until later on, after they were ultimately defeated by the 1966 Texas Western team, also known as UTEP. Then that prompted Adolph Ruff to actually recruit African American players on his squad. I think he recruited the first African American on the University of Kentucky. And I know some people say, "Wow, look at Kentucky now." You know, it seems like everybody is a product of Kentucky, and they're African American, so on and so forth. But that's not what this is about. The reason why I bring that up is because, you know, that kind of, you know, he kind of picked his brain, you know, probably in college or whatnot. And then, of course, Pat Riley, he went on to played in the NBA for a little bit. Then, of course, was a color commentator, and then was able to step on being a part of the Lakers coaching staff, and then he went ahead and ultimately took over the position as head coach. I had to give the backstory because now you look at a guy like J.J. Reddick, who they're going to go ahead and they're going to automatically bump this guy up to being a head coach, okay, without any type of experience whatsoever, okay? The only comparison that you could probably say is the fact that J.J. Reddick has been an analyst, he's been a commentator, which I'm not going to lie to you, despite all of the capping that he does, J.J. Reddick does do a decent job and stuff. And we know that J.J. Reddick is known as a contrarian. I don't agree with a lot of stuff. There's been some stuff that I do agree with. What's up with you, Chad? What's up with it, T Price? I see you in the building, man. Make sure y'all go sub to Old Head Podcast. T Price in the building. But the thing about it is the only comparison. What people have to understand is with all of the X's and O's, and the reason why that they're bringing up this comparison is because they want to talk about these X's and O's and stuff like that. Well, who was one of the masters of X's and O's? It was Pat Riley. Okay, he was a master of X's and O's, no doubt. But the biggest thing about Pat Riley and his philosophy, he mixed that in with hard work. Okay, he not only mixed that in with hard work, but the other thing that I think that you can't really teach, and it has to be natural, is being able to connect with your players from all generations. Okay, young, older players, guys that are in their peak, whatever. And Pat Riley was able to do that. Okay, you ask anybody, he was no nonsense, but at the same token, everybody loved Riles. And that's the thing that Pat Riley, and you said James Posey need to get. Yeah, I understand that, but right now we focusing on Pat Riley and the JJ Reddick comparison. Okay, no knock on Posey, no knock on any others, but right now this is what they're probably most likely gonna hire JJ Reddick. Okay, unfortunately. All right, now I wouldn't have a problem with these comparisons if I seen JJ Reddick on a collegiate level, on a high school level, or any other level coaching first before we can say pass any type of judgment on what this guy has done. You know what I'm saying? And I know some people are gonna bring up the comparison about Steve Nash, automatically him being bumped up. There, I can't think of any others. Maybe y'all could probably Google some people or whatnot that just automatically just went from the NBA and just started coaching or whatnot. But because they got grandfathered in or they knew somebody or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Politics, this, that, and the third or whatnot. But the thing about it is, what we have to understand is that the only reason that they're bringing this up is it has to do with the X's and O's factor. But you can't even compare that because he hasn't done it in an NBA game as an NBA head coach. Pat Riley has failed before, okay? And in this game, you have to fail before you succeed, both as a player and a coach. Now, you're not going to just come in to the locker room and just control the league like that. You're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it. You have to command the respect of your players, and they have to buy in. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to buy in before they can even automatically think about you leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, this is my thing right here. They need to stop with the comparisons, okay? Let this guy go in there. Because if JJ Reddick comes in there and he fails, I guarantee you, this is a no-nonsense type of organization. The fans are unforgiving, okay? They're going to boo him. They're going to give him all this criticism. And by the end of the All-Star break, you're gonna hear all this stuff all on the media. Right now, it seems pretty good. It looks good on paper. People are, hyping it up, sort of like what they're doing with, when it comes to Bronny and everything. But when it gets down to the get down, and you're gonna have to play a Mike Malone, you're gonna have to go up against a Chris Finch. You're gonna have to go up against even a Greg Popovich. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to go up against the dog guy with OKC. You're gonna have to go up against Willie Green. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, Brown Sugar? What's up with it, Cottage? I see you in the building. Reddick already on fans' bad side because of him dissing the legend. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, he knows that that's cap, and he knows that if he's saying all this stuff about plumbers and cab drivers and stuff like that, but you really can't compare eras, and that's the thing that Byron Scott was saying. You can't sit there and compare eras. It's kind of unfair to do that. But he did say if we're playing by such and such rules, if we're playing by the '80s rules or '90s rules or something like that, you have to take that into account. And I'm pretty sure that if they adapt to each other's rules or whatever, both of the generations would succeed in some form or fashion. But him calling them plumbers and cab drivers, which some of them really were, some of them were in the off season, some of them were, but he's making it seem as if those those guys didn't have any game or they were less talented than the other people. You said JJ Reddick was a 15 year veteran. Yeah, he was. And that's great. But you could have all the veteran. Listen, Magic Johnson tried to coach. He didn't succeed at it because as great as a player as Magic Johnson was, he knows that he knows where he fits and where he doesn't. There are some guys that really they're better coaches than they are players. Magic Johnson, even though he was a great point guard and one of the greatest ever to do it, he wasn't a great coach because he's more of a doer. He can't he had natural God given talent that you can't really teach, and some of those guys aren't really on his level, so it's going to be frustrating. That's why a guy like Jordan couldn't coach. That's why a guy like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wouldn't have been a great coach. You know what I'm saying? Now there are some guys, what I'm saying, a sprinkle of guys that were able to be great coaches or whatnot. But like, all time greats being coaches and stuff like that. Isaiah Thomas, he succeeded at a coach to a certain extent and everything. But you're not gonna see all these guys out here, like Jordan and Magic and stuff like that, because these guys are naturally gifted and you can't teach natural talent. So I wanted to bring this video, across to the basketball world because, and to the people that are really paying attention to the situation. And it just goes to show you that, how politics plays a part in every situation. This makes me, honestly, this should actually motivate people. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Donald Trump type of feel. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump didn't have any experience whatsoever in terms, politically. You know what I'm saying? He probably been around it because of his father or whatever, but he didn't have no experience politically like that. You know what I'm saying? But he was automatically, he was a real estate mogul, and he was a business mind and everything. So he was automatically able to get in there and then flex his muscle. And actually, where people thought that he was unsuccessful, he actually was successful looking back at it now, because look at what Biden's doing. You know what I'm saying? And I had to bring that interpretation because they both kind of the same. So now you have JJ Reddick, who played in the league. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't an all-star, but he did play in the league for quite some time. He was a very good spot up shooter or whatnot. He really didn't live up to what he was in college. But then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying. But we never know. If JJ Reddick, listen, I never duck the smoke. I never run from anything. Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this: if JJ Reddick goes out there and he has a successful season, and in a lot of people's eyes, to me, as a first year head coach, you making it to the, like deep in the playoffs, going at least to the Western Conference semis or something like that. That's actually great, but there's a loophole there. You know why? Because Darvin Ham made it to the Western Conference Finals. So then you got to look at, okay, well, dang, if he keeps his job, then that's when politics is really going to play play a big part in this because what's his name made it to the Western Conference Finals. Bruce Bochy was a scrub as a catcher in MLB, but a top five all time manager Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a damn good point. And that's what I'm saying. Some of these guys, you know what I'm saying, um they might not be, the greatest, players. It's just like with Derek Fisher, he wasn't he was a great role player, but he was a horrible coach. He didn't know how to teach his guys nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it brings me back to that point I was making earlier about him being focused on something else. You know, but then again, you have a guy. You have a guy. I'm trying to think of some guys. Like Chris Finch. Where have you heard Chris Finch from? He came out of nowhere. He had to fail a couple of times, and guess what? Now look at him. He in the Western Conference Finals. Jason Kidd. What's up with it? What's up with it, bro? I see you in the building. Yeah, man. Man, I never stop grinding. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna do it for you. You gotta keep on grinding, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be preaching or nothing like that, man. But when two or three are gathered, you feel what I'm saying? When two or three are gathered, you know what I'm saying, or nobody's there, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So I keep on grinding regardless. I'm gonna keep on pumping regardless. And even after basketball season, everybody wants to wind down. I noticed a lot of people they dropped off after LeBron had exited the playoffs. It's like nobody. That tells me a lot about people. That tells me you don't have nothing to talk about except LeBron or the Lakers or something like that. Nah, man. Nah, we talking about everything over here. Shoot, we covering hip hop, man. We got a nice little beef going on in Memphis right now with the Big 30 and Moneybag, you know what I'm saying? Finesse going on, you know what I'm saying? We got that to talk about. We got the NBA on, you know what I'm saying? Being on NBC, ABC, and on Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? We got MLB going on. We got the hockey going on. You got football right around the corner, man. Come on, diversify. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? You said like Barry Bonds' greatest hitter ever. He probably couldn't teach nobody because he don't have the patience. He don't have a patience. We cover Major Taylor Green getting. Yeah, man, we cover it all, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, listen, bro. I It's no knock on anybody else. You know what I'm saying? But if I you gonna sit up there, if all I did was get up here and talk about one person, talk about the Lakers all the time, or talk about LeBron all the time, or something like that, you know what I'm saying? What good is that gonna do for y'all? Because a lot of people don't want to sit up there and talk about the same old thing all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I've said that before, but I don't need to harp on that. But I'm gonna just say that we just gonna keep on grinding and stuff because there's a lot of other stuff to be talking about. See, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people want NBC back in the midst because they used to love their storylines. You know, I ain't gonna lie, NBC has some good storylines. But TNT to me that was the source, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, until the LDBC came up in the mix, but TNT was a source for everything. You know. So I want to ask y'all, okay, before I go ahead and head out, I'm not gonna stay on too long. But do y'all think that you said they can't get drunk on NBC? No, they can, and if they do, it'll probably be some champagne after the when they talk and stuff like that. Man, come on, man. Rodney Harrison and Dan Patrick and Tony Dungy. You know what I'm saying? They back there having their little drinks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In the skybox and stuff like that. Yeah, man, come on, man. You know they up in there drinking. You know what I'm saying? You know Troy Aikman and all them up in there drinking. Can NBC be as good as TNT? Yeah, well, they're already a household name, and on top of that, they're buying everything, and now they're teaming up. That you have you have a conglomerate. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised. Now I know y'all gonna think I'm crazy for saying this right here. Okay, TNT, cool. TNT was cool, but it is what it is. Okay. Well, you said Dundee drinking with some 304. Yeah, but y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff Bezos um, buys NBC in the next few years, because that's what it's going to look like. Amazon and Netflix and all that's where we're going. That's where the wave, because you got to think about it. Nobody is really consuming cable like that. Half of the people that I talk to don't watch cable like that. You have a lot of people that don't watch TV. You have a lot of people that stream every damn thing. You had the Canelo fight. Nobody really bought the fight for the Canelo fight. It was only 550,000 or something like that. It was one of his lowest views or whatnot. You have people that really didn't watch the Tyson Fury and Usyk fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people aren't really buying anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like it's a waste of time, and then also they could get it by other avenues. You said more folks just watch YouTube only. Yeah, exactly. NFL every Thursday from Amazon. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And they're making the money. Bezos is a smart dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything that he does, but you got to think about it. Him and Elon Musk, they're thinking like 20 years ahead. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it now, but it'll see it. It's just like a lot of the jobs that you're doing now, they're going to disappear pretty soon. That's why a lot of people are telling you to pick up computers and stuff like that. But if you say that to a person, oh no, I'm gonna stick with my job. I'm gonna stick with my job. Yeah, right. You think you're gonna stick with your job and be able to come in late? You think you're gonna stick with your job with all these immigrants that are coming in that'll be able to work for half of what you do or whatever? If you tell them no, they're gonna replace you. Then pretty soon they're gonna replace them with robots. They're gonna be like, well, shoot, we don't need none of them. You know why? We got a robot, never get tired, never get sleepy, turns on, turns off. All you need to do is replace the battery. Bam, that's it. That solves all your problems. They good with AI. They don't need none of that. That's where everything is going. Yeah, Dofu. You know what I'm saying? Peacock, all these man. Nobody really watches cable like that, because half of the majority of the channels that you watch on there, you know what I'm saying? You got to search for your channels and stuff like that. Nah, I just want one channel or a couple of channels where I could watch the game. You know what I'm saying? Watch this and watch that. 9 times out of 10, you probably gonna end up falling asleep on it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of it ain't entertaining. It might not even be a game that you want to watch, but the fact that you got Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal talking shit about each other and stuff like that, then that's what you want to see. Because people like to be entertained. You say, I saw a security robot at a casino in Aurora, Illinois. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? They got AI making hamburgers now, stuff like that. Robots making your hamburgers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? These jobs that, you think is guaranteed and all this other stuff, like all these people that be working at like these family dollars and stuff like that, it's already happening now. You go into the dollar store right now, or I'm like the Dollar General and stuff like that. Guess what you got? You got a scanner there. You try to go to the cashier. Oh, they'll be like, no, sir, you just go over there. And they only got like one cashier. Other than that, the cashier don't even be up at the doggone behind the register. They be back there stocking or something like that. And you take care of everything yourself. It's happening at Walmart too. You know what I'm saying? It's happening right now. Everywhere you go is AI, 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 AI. That's why you gotta get into something, man. You better get up there and learn some computers. and stop being closed-minded. Oh no, well I don't want to work. Do all this janitor and stuff like. Even the janitors, you think they ain't gonna make robots for that? Hell, they'll get janitors. They'll find a robot that'll clean everything for you. Shoot, even clean something else down there too. You know what I'm saying? Like Polly on Rocky. You feel me? The robots can be programmed. Yeah, man. No, I know. Yeah, like robot strippers. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man. Hey, but look, man, I gotta go, man. Hey, make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, also hit the notifications so that you are notified. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I'll get at you later.